Welcome everybody to Rio de Janeiro, this beautiful place, and we are here in Rio dos Bandeirantes, 30 kilometers from Rio de Janeiro, and believe me, here it's really wonderful. So, today we will speak about yin and yang. It's about Taoism, and it's about today the physical world. First I will introduce me a little bit. I'm Sébastien Lièvre. I'm a lama in the Buddhist temple here in Rio dos Bandeirantes named Agência da Praia. We are a temple with an open mind to all religions, and in this temple there are specialists for Hinduism, Buddhism, or Catholics, and well, everything. So I'm the specialist about Taoism. I'm practicing Taoism since I'm 24, 25, and I'm naturopath since 20 years. I'm a specialist in Taoism, psychology, and physically speaking. So, what is all about Taoism and about yin and yang? It's a before Jesus Christ understanding of the life. All people, very simple, are really close to these two energies around you and moving things. It's a transformation of everything. And if we look at the way Taoism look at life, well, it's Tao give birth to yin and yang, so one give birth to two, and give birth to everything, and everything is always around us. Think about informatic. Informatic is made by 0 and 1. Your life is made of 0 and 1. Well, it's God. It's God program, and it's not a human program like informatic is. So Fu He is the one in the history of speaking who spoke about yin and yang. It was about 3,000 years before Jesus Christ. And he was looking around and he was saying, okay, I can see the sun setting, I can see a plant growing, and he finds these two energies who are behind the scene of life. You will find these words, yin and yang, everywhere on the planet. Depends from where it is. In South America, you know the people Inca? Well, in fact, it's just yin and ka, these two energies. And in Japan, it's yin and yo. In India, it's tamasic and rajasic. So you can find these two ways of things everywhere. But yin and yang is two words saying everything. When you speak about water, fire, it's really a closed view of what you're speaking about. When you speak about yin yang, it's really an opening mind and putting everything in two columns. So that's what we will study today. It's more a sharing of knowledge from my point of view, because it's my travel and I'm sharing it with you, not as a master, but just as a traveler, simply a traveler, like you are. So be your master and be your student. Let's go? Right. You will see, you know nothing, and in few seconds you will be able to have a sense of what is yin and what is yang. And it is really simple. I can explain this to children because it's easy. And the more you're easy in your mind, simply in your mind, the more you will be close to it. Let's go? All right. So, first of all, I will just give you the two first, and you will see that you're able to manage by yourself everything. Cold, it's energy of yin. Hot is energy of yang. So now, by yourself, when I'm speaking about winter, is it cold or is it hot? It's hot. So winter is the energy of yin. And when it's summer, summer is the energy of yang. Night is energy of yin. Temperature are falling down, and wow, fairness is coming. You will see fairness is a question of yin também. Oh, I'm saying também. Well, I'm learning Portuguese. I'm learning Brazilian, and so excuse me. Sometimes I will put a Portuguese word during this speech. So winter and summer, night and day. During the day, yang is strong. During the night, yin is strong. Of course, water is yin. And this is just a game of doing pairs. So just play with it, just play. Water and fire. And you should understand that this is the two faces of one thing. And this is really important in Taoism, to see the life as God making two faces. One yin, one yang. There is not another one. This is only two. This is why understanding or getting in the knowledge of Taoism and yin and yang is so easy, because we are speaking about two. We are not speaking about five like in Chinese medicine, because it's really complex. One is giving birth to another and blocking another before. So, well, this is really simple. Water and fire. Of course, when something is dry, there is a lot of energy of yang. When something is wet, there's lots of energy of yin, because there are a lot of water in it. So, understand that. When you look at people living in high mountains, it's cold, it's snow. So it's really an energy of yin. And these people, to be balanced, they have to be really yang. They have to be really hot, because outside it's really freezing. Understand that, because it's really important. All our life is about adaptation. It's about balance. So everything that lives high in the mountains should be dry, because energy here is really important, and by balance, you should be really on fire, young, but dry together. The moon and the sun, these are the two making a pair. Moon is the energy of the yin. Sun is the energy of the yang. That's why summer is yang, because there are a lot of sun. And the sun is really, there are not too much space of atmosphere to be crossed. So sun is really burning. Like here in Brazil, the sun is really burning here because, well, it's really like that. So now, when you look at a country, you may see if you're living in a yin or yang place. Norway, you're living in a yin place. It's really cold. Not so much sun. If you're living in an exotic country, of course, this is really hot. India is yang, and Norway is yin. So everything we'll find in a country is in balance with the weather around. It could be about the sea, could be about the sun, it could be about the altitude. So there are lots of things that could interfere and make it more yin or more yang. So if you want to find the things that you can eat that are really yang, well, by balance, you will find them in the countries where the yin is really high. I mean, because living here in a country, Norway, well, you have to be really hot. So when you're eating things from Norway, they are hotter, younger than things growing in India. Now, let's go to more eating things. Sugar is really yin. And salt, this is a pair, sugar and salt. Salt is really yang. And salt and water, they love each other. And this is not magic, this is just yin and yang. Salt, really yang, is saying to water, hey you, come here. And water is going, oh yes, some salt. Because they love each other. They want to be one with each other. Yes, about cooking. Everything that is raw, no fire in it. No fire. So everything raw is with more energy of the yin. Everything that is cooked, there is more energy of the yang. If you're living in a country where the weather is really cold, you want, your body tells you to eat something warm, not raw. So after these two columns, I will explain you through examples. Raw and cooked. Fruit and seed. Oh, this one is tricky. I will explain it to you by these two things. You've got two forces, not three, two. It's expansion and contraction. Expansion is the energy of yin. Contraction is the energy of yang. Well, what is life at a state really contracted? Well, it's the seed. It's life before it grows. So a seed is the part of the plant which is really young. And the plant is growing, flowers, then fruits. So fruit is really the opposite of seed. I say opposite, but remember, this is not about opposition, it's about pairs and two faces, all right? So fruits are really yin, and seeds are really yang. So when it's summer, you're eating more fruits, but this is normal because all around you is in perfect balance with the sun and other things. So fruits are in summer, so you're eating fruits in summer. If you're eating fruits during winter, take care, because could be a problem of losing balance. And all your health troubles, it's about unbalance. That's why eating habits are really important for your life. All your cells are born with what you eat. So the way you eat is the way you are. It is really important to understand that, because it's not a science, it's the magical way of life doing things. Let's talk about milk, because lots of people are saying, well, milk, no, you shouldn't take milk. Well, just understand that with yin and yang, there is no good or wrong. All is energy. One is yin, expansion, one is yang, contraction. So when you speak about milk, well, there are two ways of looking at it. What is it for? What is the energy of milk? It may help some people and damage others. So just understand what it is. And when it's not easy for you to understand that, just remember, don't speak with your head. Speak with your hands, because your hands won't lie. When you start thinking about things, it's a labyrinth. So go back to hands. Expansion and contraction. Let's talk about milk. So milk, what is it for? Growing? Yes. Growing an animal? Yes. So let's speak about growing with my hands. Well, growing, that's so simple. Milk is with a lot energy of yin, and it's about harmonies, because there are harmonies of growing in milk. So everything in your body will be impacted with this energy of growing. That's why you will have growing cells, but uncontrolled. That's why milk could be a problem of unbalanced. So milk is really yin. Expansion and contraction. So now let's talk about cheese. Cheese, I don't know how to say this correctly in English, sorry for that. Well, fermentation, and the pair is coagulation. And I'm speaking about cheese, because there are two ways of making cheese. Fermented or coagulated, right? One is about coagulation, it's about firing, it's about salt, it's about dry. The other side, it's about fermentation, it's more wet. I think the extreme of yin regards to dairies, it's yogurt, because yogurt, it's a fermentation of milk. And if you look here, let's try to find cheese, coagulation, very salty, and dry, hard. Well, it's Parmesan. And here you've got the two extreme places of yin and yang regards to cheese. Something else about these two energies, about feminine and masculine. Well, feminine is yin, it's soft, it's more wet. Men's are more dry. And who is giving fire in your bed? It's your man, because your man is really, really hot. So masculine is yang, feminine is yin. No right or wrong, it's just a question of these two energy playing. So harmonies, let's speak about estrogen. Estrogen, it's feminine harmonies. Testosterone is an harmony of the masculine side. So women, when you have unbalanced with estrogen and testosterone, well, it's a problem of yin and yang. So you can find ways of managing this unbalance. Sensitive is the energy of yin, and it's the energy of feminine. And insensitive is the energy of yang. Well, I haven't spoken about plant and animal, but, well, of course, animal is yang. Movement is yang. When you're getting to bed, lying, well, this is yin. It's unmovement. So movement is yang, unmovement is yin. Just look at Indians, American Indians. If you want to be a soldier, stronger, you have to be insensitive, you have to eat animals, you have to take blood and eat the earth. So, the earth, I think it's earth, okay? So, everything you eat make you what you are. Soft and hard, yes, hard, it's dry, it's yang. Soft is yin. Stable, something that is really stable, horizontal, it's yang, it's the energy of yang. Everything that is vertical is the energy of yin. So when you look at somebody, if he is or she is really thin, well, basically there are more energy of yin in this person. And when you look at somebody really low and large, well, it's more the energy of yang. Just look at the bones. The more heavier, the more yang. The more thin, the more yin. We'll come back to that in a few minutes. So, remember that. When you put that on a table, it's really stable. This is energy of yang. This is a way of drawing it. And look at that. If you push the table, well, fall down. So this is the energy of yin. It's unstable. And look at that. When the two are together, look at that. It's a star. And this is perfect balance. Right? Everything is magical. Everything is about yin and yang. And of course you can make it more complex, but well, that's the way it is. I haven't spoken about acid and alkaline. Acid is yin, alkaline is yang. I haven't spoke about alcohol, because alcohol, if I speak with other people here in the room, they will tell me, oh, alcohol, it's making me hot. Well, that's right, but it's just a reaction of your body, because alcohol is from a fermentation of fruits. This is twice the energy of yin. So alcohol is really, really yin. Make it like that with your hands. Look at your pupil, making like this. So this is the energy of yin in alcohol. Well, we can make a lot more, but this is enough. Really, this is enough. When you don't know, speak with your hands. When you look at a plant, if it's really small, like that, well, it should be really young. When it's like that, it's really yin. Here in Brazil, lots of plants are really yin, because the weather is so hot that only yin plants can survive. Okay, let's take two examples. Let's start with a man. I'm a man. I'm really strong, short. I'm really young. I'm used to eat cooked food, salty things. Oh, remember about hypertension. Hypertension is about tension really tight. So this is really young. And when it comes from, where it comes from? It comes from salty things, cooked things. So if you want to do something about your hypertension, well, go in this column, right? Because it's a question of unbalance. So let's go back to this man. Eating a lot of animal, always cooked, and he loves barbecue, so always fire, salty things. We are in summer, it's 35 degrees Celsius, so it's really high, it's really hot. It's 12 in the morning, I will say midday, so the sun is really strong. So he eats a barbecue, and his wife told him, hey, you have to make the mower, come on. So it's really hot, he's pushing the mower during 2 hours. This is exercise, this is action, this is yang. So as you can see, this guy is really coming to this place because summer, really hot, midday, eating animals and things like that. This is an extreme. What could happen? Well, hurt, stop, because of that. Right? This is a way of understanding things. Nothing happened like that. It's just a question of energy of yin and energy of yang moving. So, okay, don't kill this guy. He's a good guy, young but good guy. So, what is a way for him to get back to balance? Well, it's very simple, and you know it. Where is it? Alcohol. And straight really cold. And it's a beer. And it's 2 beers. Why beer? This is really interesting. It's fermentation. It's fermentation of seeds. Right. But there's an ingredient in beer that is made about estrogens. It's an estrogen plant. And this makes it really yin. That's why you love beer when it's really hot outside. Here, Brazilians, I think they are one of the most drinking beers people on earth. Now you understand why. Okay, so this guy was there, he takes 2 beers, really cold, and he comes back to here to balance. Well, we save him. Nice. So let's go back to another example about a woman. Okay, I'm a woman. I'm really thin, 1 meter and 80, 1.8 meter. I'm white. I'm not red skin. It's winter. It's really cold. It's -5 degrees Celsius, and I'm living close to the sea. And when you're living close to the sea, the wet air is around you. So it's wet air. It's cold. It's winter. I'm really thin, and I'm vegetarian because I'm really sensitive. And I don't want to kill animals. So I'm vegetarian. You see, it's 1 + 1 + 1 + 1. I'm really working hard, and at the end of the week, I'm looking for opening because I work really hard. That's why you're drinking alcohol at the end of the week, because it's a question of concentration and opening. So she likes drinking alcohol, and another thing, she likes sugar, because sugar is really the energy of yin. So she's reading a lot of books about health habits. That's the good point with you women, because you're interested in how your body works and make it perfect. So that's a good point. But, well, what you can read could be the opposite of what you're thinking it's good for you. Why? And Yin Yang is telling this. Most of the time in books, you will see that you have to drink a lot. Drink a lot, drink a lot, drink a lot. Okay, what is about drinking? Drinking is about water. And when you drink a lot of water, well, that's yin. So she's really yin. She's drinking a lot of water. And she read that for osteoporosis, you have to take milk products, dairy products, because it contains calcium. But what is wrong with it is that milk, it's the energy of expansion. So yogurts twice a day, it's really a lot. So now, let's go back to this girl. It's about 11 p.m. So it's night, it's winter, it's cold, it's wet, I'm thin, and I'm receiving a text. Oh, let's go to the bar. Will you? Okay, I go. Straight to the bar, find friends, drink beers, and, well, the phone rings. Another texto. Oh, I don't want to live with you anymore. That's really hard. That's really hard for this sensitive girl with all this yin. What could happen? We are close to the sea. She may commit suicide because she's really, really unstable. I haven't told you, but he's in this phase of estrogens, making more disequilibrium. So here we are, a girl, vegetarian, wet, cold. It's really like here. That's why it's not working in a way that is balanced. Okay, we haven't killed the guy, so don't kill the girl. She has a good friend. She take her and she give her a big hug. And he's a guy really strong and short but large. And well, this is the energy of Yang, and he's giving her balance back. You understand that? So everything around you is about yin and yang. this is simple, but there are lots of possibilities because, well, it's sunny, it's wet, pressure. When it's high pressure, when it's low pressure, it do have an impact on your também also. I say também. Também is the word for also in Portuguese. So, okay. Now that you understand, I think you have a good idea of what I'm speaking about. Let's go back to the cooking. The way you cook food, make it more yin or more yang. Of course, if you don't cook, it's raw. If you use the wok, well, it's a little fire on it, in it. If you put your plants, legumes in lots of water, well, it's a little fire, but lots of water. Then you've got steamed, because steamed it's less watery. Then you've got fire with a little of water. I don't know how to say this in English. It's roasted. I don't know. Sorry. But I think you understand what I mean. Then you've got the oven. When you put in an oven what you want to eat, legumes, well, it's really hot. It's dry and hot. And the last one is fire. Because when you put things on fire, it's really, really energy of yang. And legumes, they're doing like that. It's contraction of the fire. Let's speak about colors, because colors, they are also yin and yang. Purple, it's the yin side. Blue is yin. It's cold. Green, yellow, orange, red, and here is yang. And in the infrared, you know sauna, infrared sauna, this is really, really hot. This is the best way you can do to get some hot energy. It's infrared saunas. And here on the yin side, well, when you go to frequencies, because everything is well, has this good place about frequencies. So science can give you the same things. Alpha, beta, gamma, this is radioactivity. And radioactivity is really yin. That's why radioactivity is giving cancer. Because cancer is like that when you make it with your hands. Cancer. So that's why radioactivity is pushing to cancer. Alright? So even colors. But you can do the same with music notes. You can do the same with a lot of things. Rocks. I don't know. It's really open. Graphology also. In graphology you can have a look in yin and yang. If it's really like this, or it's like that, if it's getting up, getting down, this is all about energy of yin and yang. If the letters are going left or right, this is really interesting, because when you know about yin and yang, you know about everything. And it's a straightforward way of looking at things. So we can play with chemistry also. Salt is about sodium and chloride. And why are they together? Because they love each other. One is yang and the other is yin. Yin and yang. They want to be closer. And you put electricity with an electrode, negative or positive, and well, you're breaking it. That's so easy. Because one is saying, oh, this one is more yang. I come to you. You see? This is really important, because you can understand life, you can understand religions, even if you know nothing about it. Because you are at the closest position of the beginning of life. God, yin and yang, and everything. let's talk about what you eat, because everything could be put here on a straight line about what you eat. Yin, yang. What about drugs? Drugs. Well, drugs, you're out of there. So drugs are really, really yin. Drugs. And the world today is really, really young. I will speak about this in another video, but it's so strong around us that we are going to alcohol, to drugs, to sugar. So drugs, it's energy of yin, really strong, really, really strong. Alcohol, fermentation of fruits, sugar, really high. Exotic fruits, fruits from your countryside. Then we go to legumes and leaf legumes. Yes, and just before flower legumes. Roots. And then we come to the seeds. All the seeds. Then, we come to animals. Here was plants, and here will be animal, more yin. More yang. Cold blood. Fish, cold blood. Hot blood. And the seed of animal. And what is it? It's egg. And here you've got everything between yin and yang. Sodium and chloride. Well, potassium and magnesium. That's why magnesium is so important in your body. I will speak another day about magnesium. But this is all about yin and yang, and this is really, really magic. So that's all for today. I hope you understand me nicely. We come back for you from time to time in English. I will speak about Taoism psychology, because when you know about physically things, it's more easy to go in the world of psychic things. You will see it's really interesting, because telling the truth and lying, it's the same piece with the two faces, and you will go to troubles when you don't want them to be one. But that's another day. All right. So I tell you, have a good day in this beautiful dream of life, and we'll speak a little bit more another day. Ciao, ciao. See you.